It's a yellow split pea dish there because I lit the fire. I lit the fire because I had so many wet clothes. Earlier this morning it was just torrential rain, but it seems to have eased just for a minute. So I'll have a quick chat with you and show you one or two things. We have some beautiful white sweet peas here. I cleared out the peas from here. I mowed the pea stalks after taking all the peas off to save the seed, and I threw out seed yesterday before this rain, so that was perfect, wasn't it? I've pulled out some garlic, but apparently I read, it could be wrong, that if you've got garlic with a curly stem, the right time to lift it is when the stem stands straight. So nearly. I did harvest the Italian red, and it's over here in the greenhouse. Look. The overflow is full again. The tank is full. This is a hollyhock, quite big. It's going to grow right up to there, I think. And look at the sweet peas. Look how tall, up to the top. And I'm 5'6". They're pretty tall, huh? I've done some work around the fruit trees. I've done some work in this garden over here. Pulled out some lettuces and some broccolis and planted new beetroot seedlings, some seeds, some eggplant down here, and some jalapenos. Today, just for something different, I've got a friend here, and she's actually holding the camera. This is Lauren. And Lauren's been here for a couple of days, so I thought I might walk around with Lauren and she can tell you what she's found about whether she liked being here. I don't know if she liked being here, so we'll find out.
I've been at Happenstance now 2 nights and 2 days, so I've just been parked up the back here. I'll show you my little van. It's
comfy looking van.
It's all packed up now for the trip home.
And some of the things you washed yesterday are not quite dry.
No.
Do I need another van?
Claire offered to buy my van.
But I already have, as you know, I already have the mouse house. I mean, I could put this one in the mouse house, couldn't I, if I took everything out?
Just tow it behind. I'll make a deal and I'll swap my van for the mouse house.
I've never asked anybody before like this,
what
they might like about being here, and 2 years ago there was nothing here.
You just feel like you're nurturing yourself, you're enjoying the view, you're eating good food, you're talking, you're having cups of tea, you're learning things, you're learning about gardening, you're learning about how to use a mattock.
Oh, let's go over there and show them about what we did.
So there's a whole area in Happenstance that looks a little different to the rest of it, but it's really nice. It's lush and green, but there's quite a few paspalum weeds, and they've got a huge root system and they're pretty tough to get out, so you've got to use a mattock, which I didn't even know what a mattock was until I got to Happenstance, but now I know how to use one as well. So I don't know if I can get Claire to show you, but you've got to stand your legs apart and drop the mattock straight into the ground as hard as you can.
Please don't leave your legs together, because if it was going to split, a mattock in your shins would be so painful. And Lauren's fairly tall, so I said, well, and that brings you down a little bit. And the mattock is quite a heavy one. And when you put it in the ground, what have you got to do?
So once the mattock has hit the ground and you've lifted it above your head and slammed it into the ground, you've got to lever it. So instead of I was pulling it towards me to try and rip the weeds out, you've actually got to push it away from you and lever all the big paspalum weeds out. And then to finish off the garden beds, once we'd done all our weeding, we had some cardboard, which Claire was trying to use scissors to cut. She also
don't pick on me.
She also didn't know what a box cutter was, but Stanley knife.
She called it a box cutter. It was a Stanley knife. Come on, I wasn't that dumb.
But anyway, we used a box cutter to slice up some of the cardboard so that it works well around the edges of the garden beds and stops any grass getting through here. And then we went and got a few loads of sawdust and we've just made it pretty. No, we've done a whole path worth here.
And they were hidden, weren't they?
They were completely hidden. These are what saved these plants probably, because if you've seen Claire with the mower, it's like vacuuming on steroids but in the garden.
That little tiny mower, do you remember the vid that I did on the Ryobi mower? 33 centimetres wide, okay, battery. And look at what all behind, all this stuff here, see how long it is? That is what I do with the mower. She did try to give up a couple of times, but I said, no, we finished part of the job.
I'm a half job Harry, and Claire motivates me, so we got it done. We packed up and everything, and then we basically ate for an hour straight because we were so hungry.
We had a lovely lunch, didn't we?
Yeah, we've had cups of tea and admired this beautiful garden bed and pathways down the side, which you can see. There's a few more plants that need to be found in here, but
a friend of mine, Erica, came and she brought me a whole pot full of stinging nettles, which I want. They're so useful. Stinging nettles you wouldn't believe, but you know, they're gloves.
Yeah.
So she bought me a whole long tray of stinging nettle plants and a raspberry. And so Lauren dug a hole to find treasures.
With the mattock that I'd learned how to use.
With the mattock, which she's very good at.
Yeah, so there was a few, there was bits of brick in there, and then there was some quartz and some glass bottles. So the glass bottles are really nice. They're all kinds of colours. So yeah, they were smashed up, but still, it's cool to find something when you're digging around just trying to plant some trees and you stumble upon something. So I'm heading off today. I'll probably do about 4 or 5 hours drive if I can, which is not nice after relaxing here. So I used the bathroom for a nice hot shower yesterday, which I've lived on the road in vans and buses for a few years now, so any kind of hot shower is appreciated, but it's extra nice when it's got a view and it's got plants around you. Another added thing that you can do is you can set up a bucket beneath you and you can put your dirty socks and undies in it, and any soap that you have left over from washing your hair or your face ends up doubling up as washing powder for your clothes, which is why I've got all my washing hanging in the van.
Remember?
Remember this old thing?
Old thing, come on, it's not old.
So beautiful. For dinner the other night at Happenstance we had fish pie and we had a really nice salad from the garden here. We had some lettuce here, sweet peas, snap peas, sugar snap peas, which they're delicious. They're really good. I thought I was going to get the whole lot.
You are.
I'm pretty good.
Okay, Lauren, I'm not swapping your van for the mouse house, no matter how much you cuddle it. So do you want to sort of say final goodbye while you're sitting there in my mouse house?
A cup of coffee before I head off. But yeah, this is...
Will you come back, do you think?
Well, I'm going to have to come back. I think I've got the bug now for Happenstance. I'm going to have to come back and visit, I think, along the way. Bye for now.
So bye. Guess what? It's time. It's time to take Lauren and we're going to have a nice cup of coffee. Bye. See you next time. Thank you.
Pretty good place to park up and enjoy the view.
Lauren started on this bit and then I kept going and did this bit, and then I ended up going by ambulance into hospital after a week of excruciating neck pain. some good poppy-based medication actually made better after a few days. I've pulled out some plants around the bottom of the Granny Smith, and I think after finding out that this cherry was doing so poorly because of the plants that were around the bottom and what huge root systems they had, honestly bigger than your thumb and, you know, a foot or more long, no wonder the poor cherry wasn't doing any good. Anyway, it's gone now. It could pick up, hopefully. So we've got apples, we've got fruit happening, which is good, and we've just had the best rain. So there's the apricot. Look at that. Look at all the plums. Look at the plums on here. Wonderful. And I just heard from a friend of mine that a couple of tablespoons, this is from Joy, thanks Joy, a couple of tablespoons of Epsom salts in a watering can of water will cure curly leaf. And this is curly leaf that this nectarine got. It's lost most of its curly leaf leaves, but I'm definitely going to do it next year. I'm going to do the Epsom salts in water. While we're down this end, we'll just have a look. This new garden is looking quite nice. Lots of bits and pieces. I put lots of seeds in again yesterday. Who knows what will grow there. Guess what? There's water in the dam again. Look at that. It was bone dry. It was bone dry yesterday. It's not much, but it's some. And you know what? Because it went right down to nothing and it was just clay, cracked clay on the bottom, maybe this amount of water will take that clay down and seal it. Who knows? I might not have lost a dam completely. Woohoo, a proper oak tree. Mighty oaks from little acorns grow. I bought a mint bush. This is an Australian native, and in the winter when not much else is flowering, this has beautiful purple flowers. We've got 5 more trees to dig around, but I'm going to be really careful, honestly. That neck pain in the neck. The tank here by the garden shed has got water there. It's over half full now, so even from this little roof we're collecting water. This is the blackthorn. Oh, look at the thorns. Look at those thorns. They're over an inch long and they're nasty. A new friend to the area, Simon, had his little excavator, and I asked him would he be able to move it. So he's moved it from here, took it to over there. After that I raked and mowed to make sure that none of those thorns would puncture tyres, which they will. They're that hard. I think moving it has improved the berries. Now they're not competing with the roots from the blackthorn. I think things will grow a lot better in here. We'll have a look and see if this little pond that Simon dug out with his excavator, let's see if that has any water. It has! It's got water as well. Look at that! It's got water. So another little frog habitat. And that's good. Henny Penny! Henny Penny! Oh. She is not in there. I don't know where she is. Is she an escape artist? Let's have a look. And there she is. Hey, how did you do it? How did you decide that you want... Don't pick the camera.